Hello guys, this is Yuki Fuma here from TERA, and I'm coming at you guys with that build video that I want to do for quite a long while. And this is finally it. After I'm done with this video, you more or less probably will not see any more TERA videos from me ever again, because that's going to be it for me in this game, and I will not be playing this game no more. I will even probably get rid of my gear at this point and give it away, and I will also, well, delete the game and you'll never see it again. But besides that, here is the build video that you guys been wanting, and these are what my stats look like as for priest right now. So I'm going to show you my priest stats as we speak. As you can see, I run double crit rings, and I run one crit earring, one power earring, and one power necklace. And as for the Bahar mask, I run a power Bahar mask with all crit rolls on it. That's the crit rolls that you want to have. And also here's the weapon. I run double enrage as a full burst ninja. That's how I am. And you're supposed to run as for enginetics, supposed to always have enginetic, which is cooldown and attack speed. You always want to have that on your weapon, in your gloves, always, no matter what class you play. Now, as far as the chest and boots go, as for my chest piece, as for etchings, I have a keen etching on it to help with crits because ninja crit cap is supposed to be high, and I also run a power etching to increase my power even more so my ninja can hit even harder. And that's how you're supposed to run on these type of class. As for my inner armor, I am running crit inner armor as well, and always have. Will never switch to power on it because you're gonna still always need good crit factor on your ninja regardless of the situation. On my belt, power etching as well. And as for all my jewelry is of course power etching as well too, except for my necklace. And even my brooch. Now, as for my stigmas, I'll show you in a bit, but that's just the priest setup. Now let me show you my mystic setup. For my mystic setup, these are what you want your stat to look like. And I'll show you another reason why you run that low of crit factor and why you run so much power like that as well when I show you the buffs as well, triggered as well. As for jewelry goes, you want to have one power ring, one crit ring, one power ring. You want to have one crit earring. You want to have one power earring, and of course still running the very same power necklace. As for the Bahar mask, I have switched the Bahar mask around as well. I have two power Bahar masks, one with full crit, one with full power. And this is the one I run with full power when I'm running with Mystic. Now, let me show you the difference in the stats as well when you have these buffs activated as well, so you can see exactly what I mean. Ninja crit factor, in all honesty, I feel like the highest ninja crit factor could go to is at least over 300 to 320. Is the highest you should push your crit to. And this is what it looked like even with Mystic setup. The lowest I see my crit could go, while also still critting on bosses, even in high tier ranked dungeons like Skyness and up, is basically 300 to 280. 280 is the lowest you'll see it drop to. But this is the crit factor in the power stat of when you have Mystic buffs with your Mystic setup that I have with running 252 crit. It still puts you up in the range of 316. While having your power reach over 300 as well with your other Mystic buffs active. Mind you, my stats are slightly a bit higher as well. Could keep this in mind, I do have a Kui Long buff activated as well, which also gives you crit and power, and an extra attack speed and more skill damage as well. This is a very broken mount. I recommend anyone who don't have one to try to get one if you can, if your RNG can allow you to, or at least save up the money or gold to actually get it. Which to that, I can say best of luck. And now, let me show you the priest setup. This is what priest setup look like underneath Mystic buffs when you will know that you have the wrong setup on. Your crit will go to 380, which is way too high, and your power is only 271. Which is still pretty high and still good, but not really recommend because that's too much crit factor and not enough power. Now, this is how the priest setup is supposed to look when you have priest setup on. Your crit factor will go back to being at 316 like it was with your Mystic buffs, which is perfectly even out, and your power will go up to 303 to 288 between those priest buffs as well, which is still relatively more higher than what you get a better value of out of earlier. These are the stats you want to have. Now, stigmas. I run full attack stigmas, just so you know, because like I say, I am a full burst ninja, so therefore my stigmas are all attack stigmas. These are not perfect roll stigmas, but if you were to run full attack stigmas and you're really going all the way with it, I recommend you get the roll that you see right here, which is double enraged damage. You want to have that for all your stigma rolls on every single one, or increased damage from behind. It can also work as well. Those are the best stigma rolls you could get for full attack. And if you want to go part CDR roll as well, you can also replace these 3 stigmas here and put soul stigmas for cooldown to have better cooldown control underneath your inner harmony and reduce your inner harmony down even lower. And if you don't want to only just go for that, you can even run a full CDR ninja roll like some other ninjas do, which is full soul stigmas and full CDR even on your weapon. Either or is viable depending on how you play your ninja class, if you want to go as a full burst or you want to go as a full sustain. Ninja work in both perspectives. Either build is just as good. Now as glyphs go, these are the glyphs that I run. You can run supposed to run the cooldown on your leaves on the wind. Impact bomb, you're supposed to run the cooldown on it for always having piercing gaze up. I'll get to that in a moment. For decoy jutsu, it is optional, and you can run this either or, but you can also run the 50% chance to cooldown along with your double cut to keep your sustain going by resetting it. Fire avalanche, you want to always have fully glyphed. Smoke bomb is an option as well, but I run it just because of the fact I like being a team player and dropping smoke down for my allies that increase DPS even more for certain mechanics. But like I say, it's very optional. Skyfall, you definitely want the Power Link Skyfall glyph, and you definitely want the Carving Skyfall glyph as well to ensure you always guarantee the crit. Circle of Steel, you want to have increased damage by 25%, and you also want to have increased crit rate by 30%. Double Cut, you want to have the cooldown for Double Cut always, because the time for its cooldown is pretty big when you think about it. 8 seconds is kind of long. You definitely want to reduce it. And for Power Link, you want to have it with Skyfall increase damage by 30%. Now, Double Cut, it's an option from my perspective, because I always see Double Cut crit. I never see a moment where it doesn't crit, even without the glyph. So this is kind of optional to you. If you feel like your Double Cut don't crit enough, I recommend you glyph it. But like I said, that's optional on my perspective. Burning Heart, you definitely want to have your Burning Heart have a 30% increased damage. That is your other skill to use outside of burn to have a higher damage ratio. Death Blossom, this is also an option depending on how you want to build, especially if you want to go off of survival in a way with HP, but like I said, that's very optional depending if you have a horrible healer. Blade Storm, you definitely want to have a glyph for 40% damage, and you definitely want to have a glyph for 20% cooldown. It also helps in part of your rotation. Chakra Thrust, you definitely want to have the glyph Power Link for Chakra Thrust, and you definitely want to have Empower Chakra Thrust as well for 25% damage. 10% damage for 3 seconds for all skills is a very good ability to have as well, so I recommend that glyph 100%. And that will do it for all your glyphs. Now, for passive ability, let's go on explanatory of that. Piercing Gaze allows all attacks to be considered for back attacks for 8 seconds. That's a part of your impact bomb, which is why I say keep your impact bomb always glyphed, so you can always have back damage no matter where you are on the boss. Jagged Path, you always want to use before you start off any of your melee attacks to have increased damage by 10%. Is a very useful skill to use, so always remember to hit your Jagged Path before attacking the boss with any of your other skills. Impact Bomb, it gives you 100% cheat every time upon usage after hitting contact with the enemy that you're facing, and also increase your chant ratio by 30% for a few seconds as well for almost all skills, and especially your range skills. And that will basically do it for all of that. These are everything I can give you on Ninja. I hope this guide really be a helpful thing to y'all, and this will be indeed my last final video of TERA. So this is it. This is the last content you get, people. You get to see my full build and exactly how I play Ninja. And if you want to see a rotation video, I will link it in the description so you can go check it later. I feel like that will be good enough to clarify exactly everything you need to do, especially in your skill set. It may not be the best rotation video, but it's better than nothing. I guarantee with these builds, you will still be pushing very good damage on your ninja. And I hope this proved to be very helpful to all of you in TERA, and I hope this helped out the community in a way before I take my final goodbyes to this game. I appreciate every single one of you, and for those who watch and view this, I appreciate all of you. Y'all have a great time. Good luck. And Yuki Fuma signing off.